settle in and listen to our mixtape, and now the music vanishes. Enjoy your butternut sandwiches.
Hey guys, it's Jason Emmett here from the mixtape. Time for another movie update. The Crow remake. Now, I feel like a lot of you might not understand the premise of the Crow series in general, and it's really important that you do if you want to see my take on this whole remake thing. The comic series started in 1989, and the film followed in 1994, and in my opinion, and a lot of our opinion, it was amazing. It was visually stunning. The adaptation starred the late Brandon Lee, who really fit the role. He portrayed Eric Draven in a very fitting fashion. Most of us loved it when it came out. So they did shift a few of the basic plot points around just a bit, but they kept the general story intact from the comics, which is important. In 1996, we received a sequel, The Crow, City of Angels. Check out the soundtrack. You can skip the movie. This one was not very well received. It was based on the character Ash Corvin as the Crow. We then had a couple of more additions to the franchise. Crow Salvation in 2000 wasn't horrible, but just wasn't as good of a plot. It just didn't work as well. And then, of course, The Crow Wicked Prayer in 2005, and that one was, you can just trust me, don't watch it. These were not great. And obviously, they were just trying to grab onto the Crow franchise name. Now, a lot of people acted like the fact that the sequels were all different characters was part of the reason for the bad reception, but really, it wasn't. Poor writing and bad storylines were the reason for the bad reception. The thing about the Crow series is that it's a different character depending on the story. See, the Crow gives its powers to individuals seeking vengeance, and once they get that vengeance, they are free to ascend or whatever they do. Eric Draven's story was told. Yeah, I know there was a TV series which was okay, but it had the same issue the new film is at risk of, which I'm going to talk about here in a moment. Now, since Eric Draven's story was done, moving on to another victim has the potential of both risk and reward, but it also offers a unique opportunity, which is my first problem with the upcoming remake. As in, why? Why a remake? See, let's get something straight. I love Bill Skarsgård, who is set to portray Eric Draven in the upcoming film. So my problems are not with him, but rather with the fact that he's going to be playing Eric Draven. That story was told, and it was told well. And while I'm not a person who has an issue with the idea of remakes, for a property like The Crow, it's not needed. You can literally tell any story you want and reboot the series at any time. So why tread on one of the stories that's already been a success? The next thing I have heard is that they're going to go a little more in depth in the love story between Eric Draven and his slain fiancée, Shelley. On the surface, that sounds okay, and I suppose it could give some depth to the story, but you risk humanizing the Crow character a little too much. You see, we need just the right balance, because we need to see him as an avenging spirit more than anything else. This was also where the TV series faltered a bit, because you give him too much of a normal feel, a day-to-day life, and it just doesn't make sense. Also, it dragged the story on a little too long when it shouldn't. These are fast, one-off pieces, and that's part of what makes it work so well. We get a story completely encompassed from beginning to end. It's a one-shot, and it works. Then we had the images that came out recently, and most of us are not pleased. The first thing I thought is they're not modeling the look of the Crow off Eric Draven, but rather the Wild Justice run of the comic books. I'm just not feeling the tattoos and the weird shaved head look, as I know a lot of you aren't. Now, I'm not saying it'll ruin the film, but it already suggests a departure from the personality we know of Eric Draven. They need to capture the dark, brooding atmosphere without making it ridiculous and emo. And really, I'm not sure if they can pull that off. The 90s were a great time period for this sort of storyline, but the world has changed, and with it, so does our view. The Crow is set to release in June. I am holding out hope it'll be a good movie, but it faces a difficult task since they decided to remake the original. And I suspect that even if it is a good movie, it's not going to reach the same level as the original, and it's never going to get that cult following. Anyway, guys, I'm Jason Emmett, and I'm here from the mixtape. Till next we speak, go out, watch a movie, and stay awesome.
Thank you for watching the mixtape. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell icon for notifications when new videos come out. And remember to always stay awesome.